quick demonstration about how to blend your newborn photo with your composite that you have just purchased. Now I've just gone ahead and quickly did all the skin retouching and things on my newborn baby here. And just a note, do check with your computer and make sure that you are sitting just under the brightness, and this will help when you go to print the final result. You will compensate for it in the screen by increasing the brightness, and therefore when your client goes to print it, it should print the correct brightness. It's just a little tip there. So you have your digital composite here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go select all, which I have, and we're going to drag this one into here. Now what I like to do is I like to just dim the opacity, and then you can kind of see whereabouts you're going to put your baby. Now my computer is running really slow today, so just bear with me. Alright, so that looks about right. We want the head to be almost touching the top and the feet to be touching the bottom here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and double click that one. Now I'm going to boost the opacity up to 100, and I'm going to create a layer mask. Now making sure it's on black, we're going to go up to the brushes and grab a nice soft brush, opacity 100, and I'm just going to start painting off the top layer of the baby with the mask. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. Just going to go around. Don't worry if you accidentally remove toes or the top of the head, because we can go back and add that on later. The other thing not to worry about is if your wool is a different colour to the wool that I have got, whether they're curls or you've got a curly layer or whatever, you can see that it's a bit brighter here. But don't stress too much about that, because we can fix that up when we start to blend. So what I like to do now is drag it down, the opacity down of the brush, down to about maybe 28, 30, same with the flow. I'm going to grab my little one here, still on the black, and I'm going to just sort of slowly, carefully blend the two wools together. So what that does is it will just kind of smooth the colours and the different brightness, and sometimes you're going to get different white balance. It's just the way it is when you shoot a digital versus shooting a baby in your own studio. But you can kind of see now how it's sort of slowly starting to blend the colour and the shadow a little bit better, so it's starting to look a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to do this really quickly, but you can take your time with it and just get it perfect. Alright, so that's not looking too bad. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to sort of wrap it up there just for the sake of timing. Now we do just need to make sure that baby, I'll just move baby up just a tiny bit there. Now there's two things to pay attention to when you're doing a digital composite. First of all is the toes. So let's switch it onto a white brush, and we're just going to boost the opacity right up again. And we're just going to make sure all the toes and the feet. Oops, I'm actually going to just make that brush a little bit harder, and that will just kind of make sure we've got everything in there. And we also want to go to the top of the head, because this is an area which often gets brushed off by accident. Alright, cool. Now I can see at the top of the head, I just want to make sure that the bowl is a little bit more defined. I just find it sort of polishes the image off a little bit better. And just around here too. Yep. Cool. So that's looking really good. Then I would obviously look at flattening that when I was happy with it being blended correctly. Now you can go and just have a play with the colours. Sometimes I might just, sometimes I might just go into colour balance, and I might just add just a tiny bit of blue. Just a tiny bit of blue there. And then I'll just bring that down a little bit. I just want to cool it just a tiny bit. Alright, so there you have it. It's a very quick demonstration of how to put your newborn into one of my composites. If you have any questions, just please pop them in the comments below, or you feel free to get in touch. I'll put all of my links of how you can get in touch in the description box. And yeah, all the best, guys.